The build began with preparing and checking the keyboard base. Before installing all the components, we needed to make sure the board and its connections were working correctly. This part may not look especially exciting, but it is important. You do not want to install every switch and keycap and then discover that something underneath was not connected properly. The workshop instructor guided us through the process and explained what we needed to check. Once the initial test was complete, it was time to begin installing the switches. Installing a switch looks easy when someone experienced does it. You align the pins, place the switch over the socket, and press it into position. Simple. But when you are doing it for the first time, every small amount of resistance makes you wonder whether you are installing the switch or damaging the entire keyboard. I started slowly and checked the alignment before pressing each switch down. After the first few, I became more comfortable. Line it up, press it down, listen for the click, then move to the next one. This was the stage where I started to understand why people enjoy building custom keyboards. The work is repetitive, but it is also strangely relaxing. With every switch, the empty board becomes a little more complete. You are not simply purchasing a finished object. You are making a series of small choices that influence how it looks, feels, and sounds. The process also forces you to pay attention. A bent pin or a badly aligned switch can prevent a key from working correctly, so I tried not to rush. For someone who normally thinks about making systems faster and more efficient, it was refreshing to build something slowly. Once all the switches were installed, it was time for the keycaps. This is where the collection of components finally begins to look like a real keyboard. I started with the larger keys and then worked through the rest of the layout. The process itself was straightforward. Finding the correct location for every key, however, took slightly longer than expected. I checked the reference image more times than I would like to admit. And of course, there was one keycap that appeared to vanish exactly when I needed it. It was sitting directly in front of me. Eventually, the final key was installed. The keyboard was complete. But there was still one important question. How did it sound? This is the first proper sound test. The finished keyboard sounded deeper and more controlled than I expected. It still had the mechanical character I wanted, but it was not so loud that I would avoid using it during long sessions.